Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Horses and Biscuits. This is a show that we do every couple of weeks to follow the progress of Rocking Horse Media as they take on the task that they have recently. It's been Izzy versus Jess with the accidental feature film together. We followed that progress right through to the premiere. It was amazing, and now it's back to business with the care home drama that was formerly called Karen. It's changed names now, right, Gareth?
Yeah,
Changing.
yes, we're now called Henry House. We think since now that Izzy Orchard, obviously all are here, is our main character, and Karen is a really, really important support role to that character. We felt that it was the right time to make that change, and with the name Henry House, it means we can follow any amount of characters, any sorts of directions, and it just rolls with the tongue. A bit of alliteration, I love it. It's all good.
I don't know. I quite like I quite like shouting. I'm working on Karen. I'm working with Karen. I'm doing the Karen thing because it makes people go, "Oh, what?" But Henry House, I like it. I do like it. It's great for what it is. Obviously, we just heard from Gareth from Rocking Horse. We're also joined by NASA and Orla, who's been on the show before. How are you guys? You good?
Grand, thank you.
Very good, thank you.
And happy Easter, everyone! Happy Easter! Egg Day today.
Do you know what, Al? I didn't get a single Easter egg. These girls didn't get me an Easter egg. You didn't get me an Easter egg. I mean, you know.
I had the first Easter egg I've had in years brought down for me when my dad came to see me last week.
Oh,
so I cracked that open this morning.
No need to rub it in, you know.
Hey, just saying.
This is the thing when you become a responsible adult, you can buy as many Easter eggs as you like. You like 99p in Aldi. All right, then I'll buy 5. Oh god, it's been an interesting day today. Lovely though. I went for a bike ride in Shrewsbury. The quarry in town was absolutely amazing. So many people out there. The sun was coming down. Oh, it's fantastic. So in the chat, we've got Karen Campbell says, "Happy Easter to all of you. Happy birthday. Happy Easter. If it's your birthday, happy birthday too." And Jane Pickworth is in the chat. She says, "Happy Easter too." Right, Gareth. First of all, Izzy versus Jess gone now, different gear. What does that feel like for you?
It's weird, to be honest. Like actually, like going into a project knowing that you've actually said what you were going to do. You've produced a film, which you can now turn back and say, "Oh, by the way, here's something we made. Literally, something we made earlier." To have that now and be able to say that, we want to make this thing. We've actually done it now. And I know it's all his first time on the show since, but. And she had a couple of weeks to have not exactly a break, really, is it? Let's be fair, but a break from us anyway.
Yeah, if you can call it a break.
Yeah, because you had your university stuff to do, as well as
I've finished my dissertation after Izzy versus Jess, so it's like a weight off my shoulders. Not quite finished with uni in general, but nearly there.
What happens after uni then? Are you back off up to Scotland, or are you?
No, I'm unfortunately staying down south. I've decided to move to Leeds with some of my pals. I was actually born there. So I'm kind of, my mom and all my family are like, "Oh, you're heading back to where it started." I'm like, yep. Cool. So
it's really interesting for you to call Leeds down south. I don't think I've ever heard someone call Leeds down south before.
Everything beyond the border is down south. Do you know what I mean? Like, just everything is down south. No matter where geographically I am in England, it's down south.
I think you judge it by whether you have gravy and cheese on your chips. I mean, once that stops happening, and that's it. Down south, do you have gravy and cheese on your chips?
We do, but it's not my combo. Sounds weird. Like cheesy chips, yeah. Gravy chips, fine. Together. That's like beans on toast. You don't do it.
What?
What? Beans on toast?
Right, beans on toast. Nah, beans. Beans are different breeds. Get them away.
Right. It's been a short show, guys, but thank you so much. I'm joking. Couple more comments coming in. Michelle Jennings says, "Hi, happy Easter." And we have Simone Wells as well, says, "Hi, happy Easter." And Brandy says, "Happy Bunny Day." Yeah, we've got to keep them coming in, guys. Michelle says, "Ew, not together." What? Beans, toast, chips, cheese, and gravy. No, don't have Thanksgiving. That is
Now,
terrible.
what is nice though is cheesy chips with curry sauce. Now that it sounds disgusting, but that's absolutely lush.
Nah, you just right. So you guys won't know what I'm talking about, but there's this brand like franchise takeaway place back home in Ireland, and it's called Friar Tuck's. And you haven't lived until you had their super chip, which is like this indescribably amazing, like chicken kind of sauce thing that's kind of gravy but isn't quite gravy. And honest to God,
Is it like American gravy? Because like doing USUC with my American friends, and they talk about gravy, and it's like this thick, horrible thing, and they have biscuits, which is just savory scones. Savory scones, people, right? Biscuits.
No, I don't know, but it's like indescribable. You haven't lived until you've tried it.
I know this is like Al's show, but Orla, I've got a question. How is Ireland back home? I thought you were from Scotland.
Right. No, see, right. I'm half Irish, so like.
Oh.
Like Dad's from there, so
you're from Leeds, Scotland, and Ireland. Make your mind up.
My surname's Welsh, so really, I'm the poster girl for Britain.
Very true. Yeah, a bit of everything. Yeah. Yeah.
Where in Ireland, Orla?
Northern Ireland.
Oh, okay. My family's down south.
Yeah, so we're up north.
Brandy, I've upset Brandy. She says, "Be careful, I'm American," right? And she says, "Where are you going with that, Alex?" Okay, let's not pick a fight with Brandy. That's the last thing we need to do. What we need to do is talk about our Doctor Who actor that's currently joined Henry House, Gareth, Simon Fisher Becker.
Yeah, it's easily the most high-profile casting we've got so far. We pride ourselves on giving opportunities to undiscovered talents. The likes of Miss Orla Jones here is one of many. Dean Raymond's another who's I went to see his Panther yesterday. He soaked me with a water pistol, so he's currently dead to me, but I'll be fine by next weekend. But yeah, so we like to give opportunities to people who haven't made their name on TV and film yet, and then we like to mix it up. We're now bringing in Rocky North Media's got to a point now. We're now getting that nice blend of experience, people who have been there and done it, and those who are just coming through. And I think the perfect show, the perfect Henry House, will be a combination of both of those coming together and learning from each other.
Amazing. And Orla, to work with someone as experienced as Simon, is that going to be a great experience for you? Are you worried about it? Excited? How does it feel?
I'm kind of excited about it. It's a surreal opportunity, to be honest. I'm not a Doctor Who fan.
Me neither. Wobbly sets. I can't do wobbly sets.
I know, but he was the Fat Friar in Harry Potter, and I'm a Hufflepuff, so that like I can get behind that, you know. But no, I'm looking forward to working with him and learning kind of the tricks of the trade, so to speak. I know that he'll have a lot of advice, and I'm looking forward to working with him.
And of course, you've actually already been in the scene with him, haven't you? In Izzy vs. Jess, you two are next to each other for about.
Yeah. When we first met him, I got speaking to him, which was just amazing to like. I was a bit nervous speaking to him for the first time because he was just there to do that little scene, but he took the time to speak to me then as well, which was really nice.
He's a nice guy. And NASA, I've got to talk to you about, because obviously, what's that? I accidentally pressed that. I'm very sorry, Brandy. Start reigniting my argument with Brandy there. Just bringing up a comment. But your mum's shown us in the chat. She says British Isles family, mums, Scottish dads from Northern Ireland, all are born in Leeds, brought up in Scotland. Surname is Jones, so all areas covered. Just get your Irish passport next.
There you go.
But
it's great. Sorry, Al, it does mean that we can appeal to an audience anywhere now. We can say, oh, Orla Jones, Scottish actress. Orla Jones. We get screeners all around the whole, everywhere. You know, done.
Exactly. And, you know, everybody gets a roll of the dice with Rocky Horse, don't they? You know, everybody's got their roles to play. And obviously, NASA, Izzy versus Jess, is that going to be, was that a different role that you played there as what you're going to be playing with Henry House?
Not really, not vastly different. I was a producer and sound recordist on Izzy versus Jess, and that's going to be pretty consistent through with Henry House. Obviously, the
Yeah.
two projects are very, very different. Obviously, in terms of format, Henry House is a TV show, and Izzy versus Jess was just a feature film, and
Yeah.
just a feature film. First of many, of course, and yeah. So as far as my role goes, not vastly different. I think it's just the stakes get, they have to rise. And with that, so everyone's experience and work ethic and drive and everything's just going to go up and up as the project just expands and Rocking Horse expands as well.
It's gonna be difficult knowing that, such a short space, like you said, a shorter time on screen, whatever. You've got to make such an impact. If you want to sell this pilot, it's got to look, sound and feel great. So I know you're knocking it out the park though. It's gonna be great, and hopefully we get the dubbing in time this time, Gareth. I've got to get that in. I've got to get it in. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Look, he goes an instant shade of red when you mention it. Look at it. Oh God. Okay. Right. Moving on. We have auditions coming up for a new Karen.
Yes.
We do. Brand new Karen. Of course, this has been in the planning for since before Christmas, and then the storms happened, and yeah, it's just like how are we in April and we haven't done this yet? It's just nuts.
I know. For all our talk of doing it, things have just life's gotten in the way, I guess. But now it's finally happening, which is good.
Yeah.
And to think, if we did it when we originally planned these auditions, Izzy versus Jess might not have been finished.
Yeah.
Well, that freaks me out, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. It's completely true. It is. It's weird how I said it before. Those storms actually saved the film, because if we hadn't been able to cancel the Karen auditions, which we were forced to, because half the people couldn't get there, they're going to get blown away. A load of Karens in midair, just Wizard of Oz. So we had no choice on that one. But if that day hadn't been freed up, especially with Orla's availability being so tight and Dean's availability being so tight, I don't know where we would have found that extra day. I really don't. So
no.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, I know we're in sort of nature's hands that extra day of filming that up where I came along, and I really enjoyed that day. I went and picked up Orla, we went and drove, and we got some food. I spent the day with you guys watching film, wound the hell up out of NASA with that bell. I was she was ready to punch me, she was, and then we went back. It was a really good day. I really enjoyed spending time with you guys, but like you said, Nasser, if it wasn't for that storm, Izzy versus Jess was on the balance, wasn't it? It might not have happened. So, but Karen is almost different, has a different focus now, though, right? Because it's all about Izzy now, right? Izzy's been brought to the forefront. Karen's been slightly pushed back. Is that right?
Yeah. Basically, Karen's as important as she ever was, in as much as she's this maternal figure now, who the obvious example is she's a maternal figure to Izzy, but she's a maternal figure to some extent to so many different characters. And what's so significant about Karen is, on the face of it, it might even look like she doesn't seem to get the bulk of the storylines herself, but she's pivotal to everyone else's storylines. And if you take her out, you'll often see when we get to series, Izzy, who's does she go to when she's struggling with stuff? She goes to Karen. Aled will go to Karen. Wesley and Karen are going to constantly have these arguments going on back and forth.
I can't wait to see that. Wait to see that.
The residents will go to Karen. So she's, Izzy's always going to be center stage and spotlight. We recognise that a long time ago. Hence why we shifted it up, and that was the right thing to do. And when we made that decision, so many people came to me, because when you make a big decision to completely change the dynamic of a show, especially before you've made anything yet, because obviously this is pre-Izzy versus Jess too, so I couldn't even fall back on that. It's quite common for people to think, oh, steady, you've raised some money for this film now, and now, or this series, now you want to change it up. But every single person came to me and said, I'm so glad you made that choice, because we thought this show could work, but having seen what Orla was doing as Izzy, and even in the early days, the early audition scenes and stuff, they were seeing that as good as it might be, if you make her the center point of it, the focal point, it will definitely be a success. And that's a credit to you, Orla, that the people think that. It's not just me. this was fed back to me after I made the choice. I'm thinking, oh, are they going to kick off? And every single one of them was like, well, thank goodness for that.
Well, it was just the way that everything kind of expanded. And obviously, like I'm executive producer on this project as well, but just because of how much back and forth we've been doing, like script work, audition stuff, and it just kind of like progressed naturally, and everyone was kind of already on board with the idea, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that Karen's not vital. She's kind of like, I think you once described her, Gareth, as the glue that sticks Henry House together. So that's very much kind of like still the main role of the character, if you like.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think credit to Orla as well, is that the only person that wasn't shocked, the only person that was shocked about this news, because the way it all happened really awkwardly, when we made this decision to make Izzy the main character and have Karen this consistent lead support role, the last person I could see to talk about it face to face, because it was the Christmas break, was actually Orla.
Oh yeah, I was the last to know.
So I never, because I'm a bit of a lazy director in as much as I don't go and meet people; they come to me. And I said to Orla, I'm going to come and see you in Shrewsbury. Now that probably in itself would have sent alarm bells ringing, like, well, why is Gareth coming to Shrewsbury? So I went and met with her, and honestly, the look on her face, she was genuinely shocked. And I think it says a lot about her humility. You know, her
see
lack
me in
of...
Shrewsbury. You know what I mean?
But it shows a lot for all the talent she's got. There's literally no ego, because everyone else saw it coming apart from her, and I think that says a lot for the girl. So, you know, keep being nice.
I'll try.
I think it's a really clever move, though, to take the charisma and the charm that Izzy does have as a character and put her at the top there, though. It just makes a lot of sense. Because, I mean, as nice as Karen is, they're kind of like, all right, you know, we've got to get through the day. She has that really sort of slow, methodical kind of approach to it. It's kind of warming to see Karen. Whereas with Izzy, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like one of these, and it's like that. I think that's really important to have that at the front there for people to see. Then everything else takes its place behind that. So yeah, it's very clever, very good.
Thank you.
And should we have a look at the promo? You made a promo for Mother's Day, and obviously things got in the way a little bit there. But we've got this promo here for Karen. Let's take a look at that. Here we go.
Oh, that's Karen. She's basically like a second mum to me. Well, more of a first mum. No, I better not. Karen would shout at me. Again.
Well, you'll have to ask Karen.
I don't see what Karen's issue is. I really don't.
Yeah. We'll see how Team Karen feels about that, shall we?
Just on wasted Karen now.
I'll make it up to you, I promise.
I better get off. Karen wanted to see me like half an hour ago.
Awesome. I gotta say, right, if you're listening to the audio bit, I'm gonna take that out because there's lots of. I was doing my voiceover bit there. Izzy meets her, you know. You can't see the text that's coming up. So what I'll do is I'll take that out, and if you have a link for that somewhere, Gareth, we'll put that on the readout for the podcast, and we'll make sure people can see that. But also, as well, don't pay attention to that because auditions are full, right? You're full house. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah, fully booked.
I did that promo and I was like, why am I doing a promo for a fully booked audition campaign? But it just felt like it was important that because we managed to keep hold, I think out of all the original Karens who were booked in before the storm, I would say about 10 out of 12 have come through again and said, yeah, we still want to be in, we still want this, and they've come through. But it was more, I think, just an internal thing really for our existing cast and crew and the incoming potential Karens, just to sort of get the excitement going again, you know, because obviously being so much about Izzy versus Jess, it was important, I think, that there was some kind of point where we're like, right, now we're back on this, and that was kind of what the point of that video was.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Right, we'll go around the room. I'm going to put you all on the spot now.
Oh.
I'm going to ask you for three qualities you want in a Karen. Okay, so start thinking about them now. Right, you're looking at someone. What do you want to see from that actress? All right, what will sell it for you? And while these guys are thinking about this, I'm not going to be at the auditions, unfortunately. I was really looking forward to being there, but I can't commit over the 2 days. And the way the scoring works, it's got to be consistent over the 2 days. So Gareth was like, "You want to come and make a vlog?" I was like, "No, because I'll be in people's way and stuff like, and you know." Fuel's ridiculous at the moment, so we'll wait for that to go down first, shall we? We'll start going back into before in Oster Street. Orla, we'll go to you first. Since you're going to be acting alongside Karen, what 3 qualities make a good Karen?
Okay. So I want someone who is clearly dedicated to the character. So you might, unlike myself and Dean, who have discussed how closely Izzy and Alid are to ourselves, and we've got to like find that line. Karen can be quite like outlandish, I guess, to some people. Like, obviously, we're not looking for someone who actually smokes. If you do, then that's fine, like whatever. But obviously, that's a part of Karen. So I want to see the dedication to the character, even if it's not quite like yourself. That's a big one for me. A second one is I want someone who's, unlike Karen, who can be like quite overbearing at times in her maternal nature, needs someone who's calm and collected in regards to like working with other scene partners, because all the characters she's going to be working with are going to be totally different, and she's got to be able to deal with all of those people. So someone who's kind of calm. Third, I guess, like as you said, Al, she's kind of like, let's get things done, organized, not, I guess, bossy in a way. So need someone who can like yeah. So like someone who can like control a situation, but isn't controlling. I think that's important, because obviously there needs to be a respectable relationship on screen and off screen. So I'm looking for someone who's dedicated, calm, and organized, I guess you could say.
Okay, I like that. It's good. Nasser, what have you been thinking of?
Yeah, I think whoever embodies Karen is going to be very similar to the character. So I think one of the things that I'd definitely like to see in a Karen is someone that can, well, get stuff done really, and like, you know, there's not too much like faffing about, because I think Karen as a character is someone very straight to the point anyway. Someone that just comes in, does their thing, goes out again, it's done, dusted, sorted, not spoken about again. I think Karen, whoever that character is, that person, the actor, is going to also be very, very like that, very decisive and like important in them key moments. I also think, I guess, the perfect Karen is going to be, I think, tough loving as well. I think she's going to know when you know, when you need to be like
Assertive.
Yeah, like, you know, like when you need to give all the love and when you need to just say, yeah, like, but this is how it is, you know, like. And I think, again, the actor's going to kind of embody that as Karen does. And the third one, yeah, I probably agree with Orla, just someone dedicated, someone that is really willing to just throw themselves into this character and just absolutely embody everything that Karen is and does. And yeah, I'd say that's that really.
Amazing. Gareth.
Oh, well, come to me when all the good ones are gone. But
Wow.
I think that she needs to be someone who, on a day-to-day basis, has got as a character has got two sides to her. I think with the staff, she will be very, very no filter, which I can relate to. So that'll be easy to write about. Someone who's got no filter, who is just says it as it is, and she doesn't care if she upsets you because she expects you to be able to handle it. You're here to do a job like she is. I think she has very, very high standards for how she does her job, and she expects everyone to hit those standards. And if they don't, they're not going to last too long. Hence why it takes a long time for Izzy to kind of win her over. But when you do win her over, there's an awful lot of love then. You have to earn that love. She's not just going to be nice to you because you're working there, but if you earn it, then you're fine. Now, the difference is, that might be how we see her in, say, her first scene. But then if the next scene's with residents, you will see a completely different Karen, and she's be very, very affectionate, very calm, because she's an experienced carer. She runs a care home. So it would be really bad writing if she's just a complete and unfiltered so-and-so to everyone. Because obviously with residents, she would have to know there's a very different tone you should be setting as opposed to what you might say to staff members in a private staff room away from residents. So I think that would be the first thing, is those two sides to her to start with. I think a second point would be she needs, as an actress as well, she needs to have a sense of humour underneath it all as well. There needs to be able to not take yourself too seriously, and be self. I think Karen as a character is quite self-deprecating. I'm not saying you have to do that about yourself, but just in general, having a good sense of humour, having a laugh would be important. And I think I'm going to reiterate what the girls have both said as my third point. Dedication is key. Get used to, Orla gets it worse than anyone, bless her. So maybe when Karen turns up, she won't have to put up with quite so much. She'll still get a fair bit of it. But Orla, just thought of this thing that could probably wait. But hey, let's talk about it now. Like different story ideas or scene ideas. Whoever Karen is, you don't have to get back to me at 3 o'clock in the morning or anything. I won't actually message you at 3 o'clock in the morning, by the way. But that's
he will absolutely will.
It's an extreme example, but I would say that an awful lot about, like Orla mentioned at the top of the show, the reason she's become the lead and this executive producer part of it, at least, the natural organic side to it is it's just grown into a thing that an awful lot of our jobs get done away from set. I'm sure Orla would agree with in terms of the planning and stuff, the preparation. You need to be okay with that as a thing. Like, can we have a Zoom meeting next week, Karen, whoever Karen is? That will probably happen quite a bit as we go. So yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into it before you even get onto the set. So someone who's okay with that.
So there we go. Anybody that's watching or listening that will be taking part in the auditions, you got some tips there on how to win over the role. But I'm going to say that one of the most important things you need to have as a Karen is to be able to just quietly destroy someone with a look. I mean, that Wesley rivalry that they're going to have, if you can just make someone feel this big with a sort of look, like that dad look, mom look, whatever.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the Wes. Now you've mentioned it, Al, I can actually I can envision, because Gavin is great.
Yeah.
He's kind of scary as Wesley. So I can't wait to see the back and forth between Karen and Wesley. That's going to be entertaining.
Yeah.
We've got some comments coming in as well. Carol Booth is in the chat. She says, "Hi guys and girls, better late than never." Nana Carol Loud. She says, "Oops, sorry, nodded off. Not like me. Hey, Gareth." and Brandy says, "Thank you so much for all those amazing tips." And Michelle as well, she's in the chat. She says, "So helpful, thanks." I'm so good. I'm not gonna be able to meet you guys. I really am, because I'm such a talkative. I'm really not. I'm very nervously weird. When I'm away from a microphone, I'm kind of like, "Hey, how's it going? Right? Welcome to so I need to walk around with a microphone all the time." Look, you guys have sent your love. I mean, we got a very nice message. I know you sent one today, Nasser. I don't have that, but we got some nice messages for the ladies taking part in the auditions. And there's one here from Simon Fisher Becker himself, who's going to be part of the cast with you. So let's take a look at that. Here we go.
Hello. This is the message for all those who are going to audition for the part of Karen in the forthcoming production of Henry House, which is made by Rocking Horse Media Company. I'm Simon Fisher Becker. Some of you will know me as Dorian Moldovar from Doctor Who, or the Fat Friar from Hufflepuff House, or even as Tony Fazacchini from Puppy Love. I'm here just to let you know that I will be playing Jasper Henry, the owner of Henry House, and I will be a sort of father figure, or will become a father figure to the character of Karen. So I look forward to seeing you all. When it comes to the audition, there are only 2 tips, really. 1, be prepared. If you've been sent a script, try and learn it as best you can. But above all, before your audition, take a comfort break. I always say that you should try and relax and enjoy an audition, and that you're only an audition away from something quite special happening for you. Well, until we bump into each other again on set, I'll say good luck with everything, and toodle pip.
Oh, that was really nice.
Oh,
him.
bless.
Oh, I love Simon. He's great. He's great.
Yes.
I totally agree with his top tip though about trying to enjoy an audition. Like that is, I mean, obviously nerves are a big part of performing, like live or not. Like nerves are always kicking about, but it's how you handle those nerves. If you can take them and use them positively, then that like we can see it from like the audition panel. We can tell if you're just kind of having a good time, but obviously at the same time don't be afraid of saying, can I just take a moment? I think there's a lot of stigma around that. Obviously we expect you to be prepared to an extent, but if you need to just have a sip of water or take a moment, like we're human as well, we get it, you know, like
Yeah.
I think that's an important part of the audition process.
It's also worth remembering that a lot of the people on that panel have been where you are. Orla, Dean, Gavin in particular, Christy, who's on the panel, who's not part of Henry House but has auditioned for a major role in the past. They know what it's like to be up there because they've all done it. So Orla, did you enjoy your audition? You tell other people to enjoy it. What about you? Did you take your own advice?
Yes and no. Like the trick, I think what was I managed to like freak out before I even got there because I was traveling by public transport on a route that I'd never taken before. Maybe that was my own mistake. Maybe I should have maybe scouted out the route prior, but I only gave myself 2 days, so I didn't really have time to freak out about it. Whereas these lovely ladies have had a few months now to like kind of freak out. So I imagine all of a sudden they'll be like, oh my god, it's next weekend. Because that's how I felt when Gareth messaged me. By the way, remember to book that weekend off work. And I went, yep, got it. Yep. So I imagine the nerves will hit them. But I eventually enjoyed my audition. So I'm sure some of them will.
I think this is quite a unique audition in a way, though, in the fact that these girls have had to wait so long, like it's festering inside their head. You know, you'll know, obviously, we've spoken about this before, and an audition is meant to be an in-out process. In, do it, rip off the band-aid, go to the next audition. Whereas these ladies that are watching now, have had that to think about for so long. So maybe that'll play on their mind. I don't know. But I've got to say, all right, Rock and Horse Media is a very, very welcoming company. Obviously, there are people that are working with Rocking Horse that were at the auditions. Now you got Chris, who was assistant director on Izzy versus Jess. He auditioned as the part as Alid, and then there's Ben as well. He's still sort of hanging about in the background now. I think he's going to come back, isn't he? And obviously, you know, so even if you don't get the part of Karen, there are opportunities available. So just give it your all, get on with everybody, and no cat fights in the pre-audition waiting room. Will that be okay? I won't have it. I'm sorry. Samantha Wells is like, not what she says. She says here, I've got the tips in my head. They are playing tennis in my head at the minute. Kind of just covered that. Is quite cool. Only kidding. Great, sounds great. And she also said before that, humor. Well, I have one trait. I might have to act the others. Lol, laughing faces. I think I'll just be coming to play, which is great, isn't it? It's great to hear that somebody's going to come and have fun.
And I think, to be honest, that can help you because if you can, like I mentioned about Karen as a character doing this, but if you can come in and this is easier said than done. But if you can come into that room and think, you know what, I'm just going to relax and not take myself too seriously and see what happens. If you can do that, you give yourself a great chance. I understand it's easy to say that, but if you can do it, then it can be the best approach.
Simone as well. She says, "Lovely people. I'm going to have to go, but we'll listen to the recording later. Tell me, do we think Karen is from up north, Yorkshire or Staffordshire? Doesn't she use duck as a term of duck as a term of endearment? Sorry to run off, but I've got to give my daughter a lift. Obviously, her social life comes way before any of my commitments. Lovely. Thank you so much, Samantha, for chatting in, tuning in." And
looking forward to meeting you.
Yeah, it'd be lovely.
It's a great question Sam's got there, and the answer to it is things like that, where she's got duck in at the minute. Like we found out, like it's hard to imagine, but Izzy Orchard wasn't meant to be Scottish, and
I'm shocked.
And here we are. So, and now working with Shona and Orla together, 2 generations of the same family. I'm often getting told what different Scottish words mean when they actually say them to me in conversation, and I have to ask, "What are you talking about?" And now that's factored into the script to make it authentic. But my point is that whilst we're saying duck now, because that's like the initial idea for Karen, if someone comes in who's got a different dialect, different background from a different part of the country, that can be changed very easily. So we're not stuck in our ways on that at all.
As long as it's not La, like Wrexham, like we can't be like La. How's it going? Don't do it, man.
I mean, it's one of those flexible things, isn't it? Like, the dialogue and things can be shifted a little bit. Obviously, certain things have to be said in a certain way, but that doesn't mean that you can't have an accent. Like my dad said, for me, Orla, your accent will either be the making or breaking of you getting the part. Especially because, like, down in England, like, sometimes I get a lot of stick for it. Sometimes people are like, "What are you saying?" And I'm like, "Well, I am talking English," but like, accents are one of those things.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite, it's a weird pull for me, but it's something that's always been on my mind, is I love the Sharp books by Bernard Cornwell, right? And they made the TV series with Sean Bean. Now, in the books, Sharp is from London. He's like proper, like, I could smell London. I love it. And he's like, that's how he's portrayed in the books. But Sean Bean, I was like, right, I know he swore then. I know he said his most famous line, which I'm not allowed to say on the show. But, you try telling people that Sean Bean can't be Sharp. He sold the role. He was passionate about it. And for years, people recognized him as that role. So there you go. I think it's all about passion.
It is. And I think as a panel, we've got to have an open mind on that front. Because, like, if you said to me now, and no one else could play Izzy, it's as simple as that. I just walk away from the entire project. If for any reason, if Orla walked in front of a bus tomorrow, don't walk in front of a bus tomorrow, or any day for that.
I'll try not to.
But if she did, and suddenly she couldn't be Izzy anymore, I would walk away for this entire. I couldn't do it, so because no one else could play that part. But going into the day we met her, Scottish was not even a thing that was remotely thought about. So I think as a panel, we've got to look at it and think, you know what, Karen, allow them to change our minds.
Yeah, amazing. And that goes for physical attributes as well.
It does, yeah, like, for everything. Yeah.
Like the image of Karen at the minute, she's like a faceless blur of a figure. Like, I literally don't know what she looks like. Like,
does that mean gender is a thing as well? There is still room for a Keith. I'm just saying.
No, but it's just that you've got to be open-minded.
I mean, Brandy in the comments there is just reference it slightly. Brandy hails from America, and she's auditioning to be Karen with a full American accent, I would imagine. So this can go anywhere.
Yeah.
She also says in the chat, I have to agree with what Alex is saying about the kindness of Rocking Horse. Rocking Horse. Everyone has been open, reassuring, and lovely, especially with me not exactly having a local accent. Yes,
I relate, Brandy.
What I say is, your accent's your problem, not mine. You know what I mean? It's you. It's you. If you can sell you as that character, you're winning. Absolutely winning. So good luck to all the people taking part in the auditions, and I can't wait to meet you on the next edition of Horses and Biscuits, because that's what's coming. You guys, that's the prize. It's coming on Horses and Biscuits.
Yeah. Meet Karen. That's the next episode. So whoever is going to get that part, make sure 2 weeks today. I know you're busy next weekend, but the following weekends we'll need you with us on the show 2 weeks today. So be with us.
What would be really good is if we could meet up. I mean, people are geography is an object, isn't it? We will see. We will see. Yeah. I've got to show you this picture as well, and maybe NASA can explain what this picture is all about. Moving away from the auditions, NASA, what is this?
So
it's a phone box.
This is maybe like 20 minutes before we walked into the Tate Modern Museum. And Gareth said a few words which meant we wasn't allowed to go through.
Oh, why does that not surprise me?
It's not mine, but I've got a sense of humour, you know? They could
what did you say?
Something about robbing or bombing the place or something in a big bag.
Luke, one of our associate producers on Henry House, we walked in with him. He had a big, massive bag, like Luke does all the time. And they were like eyeing up this bag anyway. And I said, you know what? There's only one reason I come in here is to scout it out for a robbery. And we got asked to leave.
The woman looked at you and said, yeah, no. And the bag is
oh my God, that's my worst nightmare. I would just like crawl up in a ball and with the ground to just swallow me up right there. And then asked to leave the State Gallery. State Gallery, sorry. Brandy says, is there any time for a question? Of course there is. Firing a question, we'll fit it in somewhere. So yeah, what's the meaning of this picture that Gareth sent us, apart from him being an absolute hoodlum?
So, well, I mean, we was in London. The lead man of Rocking Horse was in London.
As you do.
Rocking Horse is based in Oswestry. And me, coming from down south, decided to be in a picture with the lead of Rocking Horse, in a picture in London, to help announce and introduce Rocking Horse London.
We're expanding.
Yes, we're getting big.
Taking over.
Of course. I mean, nationwide.
And NASA here is going to be managing Rocking Horse London. We've already got some projects in the pipeline, haven't we?
Yes.
I don't know how much you want to say about that, Nas. I'll let you say a couple of words on that one.
Yeah, so we have a few projects in the pipeline. We've got 2 films, one in which I've written and directed, one of which I'm producing. It's hard to say which one's going to come first at the moment, but yeah, we've got a project called Stages, which is written by a guy called Conrad Pollock and directed by someone called Jack Evans, and that is being done in London. It's all about Crohn's. And then we've got a project of mine called Weightless Words, which is going to be a Rocking Horse London project as well, written and directed by me, produced by me and Rocking Horse, of course, and Rocking Horse London. So yeah, we've got some exciting stuff coming up, both to be released hopefully this year. And yeah, so just starting to get Rocking Horse London on the map, starting to introduce its existence and stuff like that, and just letting the world know that we're not messing about, really, are we?
No.
Oh, this is so exciting.
And
I think I was maybe told about this, but I think I was also told to keep it hush hush, so I forgot about it. But I'm excited now.
well, there could be Rocking Horse leads as well now, can't there?
Oh God, don't, because then yeah.
But I mean, what's nice for me, I'm so used to like having to run everything. From day one, it's just been like, and most of it didn't come off. Let's be honest, until this has just changed all that. But now I can probably count maybe on more than one hand, at least that. There's a number of Rocking Horse projects that now I'm having to pick and choose which ones I'm involved in on like a day-to-day basis. Used to be like it was just me. Now, because with all the stuff with Orla, and we've got this massive undertaking, this 5-year care home drama series to produce. Let's face it, if you're doing that, you haven't got room for much else. So Luke, Allen, NASA, and a few others, they are managing day-to-day various other different projects to allow me to focus on. I get to pick the bits I want to work on, you know, which is nice. And also, it's nice not knowing what's coming. It's nice to actually sit there and think, I don't actually necessarily know what's about to happen on this screen. So it's nice to be more of an audience member than I've ever been before. So that's good.
Are you looking for more people to join in? Are you looking for writers? Are you looking for sound people? Are you looking for young people, experience? Is there anybody that can come and help you guys, whether it's in London or up here in Shropshire with Rocking Horse?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, sure, NASA would agree that we could never have enough people, can we?
Oh yeah, no, always. And it's always a delight to meet new people, work with new people, because everyone's got a different vision. Everyone's got different ideas and stuff. So it just broadens, obviously, our network and everyone else's. So we will take over. Yeah.
Well, Michelle is in the chat. She says, I feel so much more relaxed about the whole audition process because of this podcast. Thank you so much. No, it's been a pleasure to have you here, Michelle. And go back and listen to some of the other Rocking Horse episodes because there's a lot of information there over the last sort of how long have we been doing this for now?
6 months ish.
Yeah, so my first one was
The first one.
the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an Izzyism from Orla there. There we go.
Out for a minute then, but Al, is it worth us mentioning? The guys know anyway on an internal level that the next one is going to be almost a last in the series kind of feel to it as we go to monthlies, isn't it? So, you know, the next one we've got is going to be. We're going to take a break then because me and Orla and in particular to start with, but we've all got a massive rehearsal process. We've got to film a care home drama pilot. You're going to be a busy guy, so we're going to move into monthly soon, aren't we?
Yes, we are. The Shrewsbury Biscuit is going to be it's festival season, and you know anybody that's watching now that listens to the Shrewsbury Biscuit regularly will know that Shrewsbury is a party town, and there's literally a festival every weekend, whether it be in the Quarry or the Westminster Showground. And we've been invited to. We've got a mobile studio that we take along, and we can go and do all that. So I'm not going to be as available to. I mean, there's I've been invited to 2 festivals on the same weekend. And I said yes to both of them, not realizing on the same weekend. So I'm kind of like, I'm in 2 places at the same time. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. But so yeah, we'll do this every month from then on. But it'd be nice to just to check in. In fact, actually, it'd be better because we'll have more information, more things to talk about.
We will, yeah.
Brandy's questions come through. It came through a while ago, but she says, what would all describe the word bolshy means pertaining to Karen's behavioral traits? Now, is this a cultural divide here? Bolshy, what does bolshy mean?
Well, I don't know what that word means.
I'm gonna Google it.
I would take that to mean kind of like brash, kind of bold, kind of like I wouldn't say extrovert-ish, but I'd just say, you know, if you're in a certain situation, not being self-conscious.
Deliberately combative or uncooperative. So that means.
So I was completely wrong.
I could have stopped you.
Absolutely.
You know,
I mean, bold and brash. That's kind of
a lot of front. I think, you know, sort of not care. You know, sort of standing your ground and not caring who you offend. I think.
Yeah, and asking questions about everything. Like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do that for? Why don't you get him to do it? Yeah.
So really, we've learned from this experience not to ask Orla for dictionary definitions. That's
because not only will you not be able to understand what she's saying, but she's not going to know anything about what she's saying. Oh, I'm joking.
Hey, at least I sounded confident in my answer.
That is a big. that is half the battle.
You would have believed me had Al not looked it up.
It was very unbullshit.
I was convinced.
I wrote it and I believed you.
And Brandy says that's why I asked. And Michelle says broad shoulders and wide elbows.
Yeah.
That's it.
You what, darling? You want to question me on this? Yeah.
I think these ladies, as people have probably worked out, a lot of the people commenting, with the exception of Shona, although she is going to be in it somewhere because she's going to be an extra at some point. We won't go into that now. Mother and daughter will be on camera together. But those
we postpone that day as long as possible.
But a lot of the other ladies, as you can probably work out from what their comments are, coming through thick and fast, thank you everyone for doing that, is these are auditioning Karens. And looking through what some of the comments they're giving us, I've got no doubt in my mind that next weekend I'm more excited about it than I was before the show.
It's going to be a tough decision.
I'm so gutted I can't be there.
Well, you know where we are, Al. If you decide to change your mind, you know. I know in the past, added auditions, you just text the group chat the day of them. You won't come in. Said, "Oh, can I come up for audition?" You're like, yeah, go for it. So.
Can we not just set up a camera, a webcam?
There's 2 days of it, so
it's the scores.
Which in itself is madness.
Yeah. Okay, we'll try and sort. We'll try and sort. Even if I'm just there for the one day. What's that? That was Google going. What do you want? I don't know why. I'll try and sort something out because I really want to meet some of these ladies. I miss Karen as well. Karen is in the chat. She says, "This has been really helpful, guys. Thank you." Oh, we're very glad that we could do this for you guys. Right, is there anything else, Gareth, you want to tell people before we do start slowly moving off?
I don't think so. Other than what I would say, and I've had this has been said to me for a few different Karens have asked me this. have said about like filming schedules, availability, what's Karen look like, this, that, and the other. We always cast the best person available. We don't cast
Best looking people. Only attractive people.
We don't ever cast the most convenient actor or actress ever. We won't worry about when you're available, when you're not. We will cast you because you're the best one for the job, and then we'll worry about that later. That might cause a lot of headaches at some point, but that's just one of those things. We've all we can't go into details of it, but there's a very, very high chance that a certain cast member will sign on with us, a high profile one. That will mean that a lot of all the scenes can't even happen until mid-August, for instance. But as far as we're concerned, we've come into this wanting to make the best product possible. Now, me and Orla would not feel satisfied making this if we knew that we passed the opportunity up just to make life a bit easier. Not for me. We do what needs to be done. So don't worry about when you're available. We'll cast you first and foremost, and then we'll worry about that.
Yeah. Just come up, have some fun. Maybe meet Whiteley. I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. Knock it out of the park. Have fun. Go home. Maybe get the role. I don't know.
There you go.
I don't know. Simone says, good thing I can understand Orla. Normally I'm like, my wife says that. She's like, my little boy says it as well now. Or what? Oh yeah, with Scots. I'm originally from Portsmouth, way down south.
I will say, for Orla's accent though, even though we joke, it's incredibly easy to understand. It's not like a Sir Alex Ferguson accent.
Oh, see, the thing is my accent's always mellow compared to some of my pals from back home. And some family friends that I've got back home, like I know for a fact that you guys would have no clue what they were saying.
Probably
so
not.
My accent's quite mellow anyway, and then living down in England for the past 3 years, it's calmed down quite a bit.
It's calmed down. I love that. The doctors give me some cream and it's calmed down a little bit now.
Yeah.
we went on holiday to and there was one of the redcoats there, and he kept saying boys and girls, and I was every time he said it I'd be like girls. Oh, it was the most amazing thing ever. It's amazing. Girls.
My favourite thing is if in the Scottish accent, if you say space ghettos in a Scottish accent, it sounds like Spice Girls. And
I love that joke. I love that.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. Just to clarify how much I love Orla's accent, right? I'm going to put this on the speakerphone, so hopefully you can hear this. I'll let me know if you can't hear this for any reason, and we'll try again.
God.
Right. Wait for it to stop.
Oh no.
Yeah. It will stop ringing in a sec. This is the voicemail for Rocking Horse's office number, by the way.
I'll turn it up. I'll turn you up.
You've reached Rocking Horse Media. Izzy speaking. Sorry that we couldn't take your call at the moment, but if you leave a message, I promise someone will get back to you as soon as they can. Bye.
That's fantastic.
I mean,
iconic.
That's the confidence I have in her, and I have to say, Ola, I'm not to say this because you're my favourite lead actress and stuff, but it's got to be one of the most beautiful accents I've ever heard. I really love your accent. So never change it.
You can go off people, can't you, NASA? You wouldn't talk about her accent. You didn't talk about ours. You know what I mean?
I love NASA's accent because
I do like
to me
NASA's
it's just
accent.
English, but I discovered but I discovered that that's not the right thing to say.
It's just Essex, I think.
I do like NASA's accent, and it really helps sell Rocking Horse London because you genuinely you sound authentic.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of living my whole life, mate.
Sorry, but am I allowed to
You
say
think
that?
one day NASA's going to turn up and go, oh, hello, guys, ladies and gentlemen, hello, I'm NASA.
I could do, if you want me to be. I can do the pinky with the T and everything if you want.
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
I love accents. It's one of, especially when I was doing the You Suck stuff, meeting people from all around America, and we used to play the accent game. So we pit somewhere on the map and we do different accents, and then I get my American co-host to go through the UK and do different accents. Like, right, go do a Geordie accent then. Go on, show me what that looks like. It's just the most amazing thing, and learning my voice acting stuff now and practicing and constantly going through different things. It's just so amazing. It's a great adventure. Anyway, we could talk about this all day. We've been going in nearly an hour. Gareth, social media. Do the social media thing. Where can people find you?
They can find us our website, which has still got Izzy vs. Jess on the homepage. You've got until the end of this month to watch it. www.rockinghorsemedia.co.uk. Facebook is where we're most active, and our Instagram, Rocking Horse Media, or on Instagram it's rocking_horse_media, I think. We've also got a Twitter, but Luke's not here. So that exists. Just look it up. Yeah, or and give us an email. Even though all the Karen positions are filled, we've got an extras workshop coming up, haven't we? You know, to build this care home. The background of it, the fabric of it is going to be built by residents and carers who aren't Karen, who aren't Izzy. So there's still opportunities coming for people, whether you're cast or crew. So email us at info@rockynorthmedia.co.uk as well.
Amazing. Nasa, you want to tell people where they can find you in particular, if they want to, if people want to get in touch with Rocking Horse London?
Yeah. So you can reach me on my email at the moment, which is nasa@rockinghorse.media.com.
Sort of. Let's try again, shall we? So it's nasa@rockynorthmedia.co.uk.
That's the one. Or you can find me on Instagram at amy.doesfilm. Just DM me on there. And yeah, that's where I'll be, really. We don't have a separate domain or email or anything for Rocking Horse London as of yet.
And Orla, you're possibly going to be really selfish and leave me from Shrewsbury. Leave me to deal with Shrewsbury by myself. How could you do this to me? The dodgy pavements in Coleham. Who by my side to fight them? So how can people follow you? Your progress?
People can follow me on Instagram at Orla L Jones Performs, and then I also have a Facebook page, Orla Jones Performance. So look me up on there. I know that my page has been tagged several times in Rockin' Horse Facebook. So if you can't find me by searching, go on there and you'll be able to find me.
It's really hard to search for Orla on Facebook because you've got that weird thing above her.
Well, I've got the fada. So like my name isn't actually spelt like that. It's spelt like just with a normal O. But
to make you unique, darling.
Yeah, exactly. I was through uni. I've had to like look at unique selling points and stuff, and I thought, hey, let's make my name more Irish.
It works. I love it.
So,
sorry, Gareth, you're going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say that it took me ages to work out how to do it, but basically, if you hold down the O and then you press 4, then it comes up with the thing to do the O like that.
Yeah, on different laptops and phones, there's different ways you can put the accent on it. It took me ages to figure it out as well.
But you can tell that I write her name an awful lot because I went to like just write a totally Orla related word beginning with an O, and it decides to put one of them on it. I'm thinking like, okay, so my autotype now just puts it on everything. So
beware. If you want to follow me, guys, as well, I'm on Instagram. I'm that biscuit guy on Instagram. I could do with a few more followers. I just like, it was one of those accounts I made. I was like, I just chucked it to one side. I'm not really doing anything. But everything that I do, whether it's the Shrewsbury Biscuit, whether it's Horses and Biscuits, you suck, or my radio stuff, you can follow me there on Instagram as well. This has been put in partnership with the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast, which is a bit like the one show for Shrewsbury. We kind of cover everything that's going on. And you can find all of our content on our website, which is the shrewsburybiscuitpodcast.co.uk. And that's powered by our friends at Web Orchard. If you need a website, anyone need a website? Because I've got some good friends at Web Orchard that will sort you out, whether you need it, whatever you need it for. If you need it for Etsy, if you need it for an acting page or bio or OnlyFans, I don't know, whatever it is you got, right? Web Orchard will sort you out. They'll make you the perfect website. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Your comments have been lovely throughout the podcast. Samantha's back. She's back just as we're going. She says, sorry, I had to dip out in the middle, but it's okay. You can go back and listen back to it. We will catch you in 2 weeks' time with the new Karen. Oh my God, that's exciting, right?
New Karen. Yeah. Last episode of the series kind of feel to it. Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait. It'll be a lot of fun.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, happy Easter to all of you. Peace
happy
out.
Easter, guys.
Easter. Bye.
See you later.
Yeah. Bye-bye.